Guys, I want to explain to you that crypto is like an ocean. It's filled with many different creatures. You know, we have lots of fish, we have the shrimps, and the other side we have these whales. You know, when the markets are tanking, and then everyone's scared and they don't want to get into the market anymore, and all of a sudden it starts to go up, who's buying? And every time we're going up and we're about to buy Lamborghinis and it starts to come down, who's selling? I want to show you guys the difference between those who actually make success in crypto versus those who get swallowed up. This is going to take you from struggling to actually someone that's profitable in the space. So the first thing let's speak about is the emotions. Guys, every day you see those charts, you see the green candles, everyone's excited, I'm buying, I'm gonna be rich. Then one red candle comes, and all of a sudden, oh no, I made a mistake, get out! And they start to panic their way out. And what you see is this volatile market, right? Guys, this is just people battling out their emotions. It's people that are bullish versus people that are bearish, and ultimately it's the timing of when these people are entering the market. Now, the other difference of this as well is understanding the mindset. Guys, this is actually a market that's designed to make you lose. It's there to actually take your money. Now, that might sound super scary. Oh, they're here to take my money. But what you got to understand is 20% of the market makes 80% of the money. And 80% of the market makes 20% of the money. So they basically lose majority of their money. So what I just said now is a very small amount of people make a lot of money that comes into crypto versus a lot of people that make a very little amount. And this just comes down to the understanding of the cycles. Now, the first thing I want to explain to you guys is I want to explain to you the market cycle. And I want to show you the different emotions that play out on the cycle. Which creature feeds on what emotion? When it comes to buying, when it comes to selling, how do they make their decisions and what separates them from the rest of the market? So if you have a look over here, I want to show you guys something called the Wall Street cheat sheet. Okay, and this is a template that's been used in trading for a very long time. And all that it basically is representing emotions on an actual chart. So you could see over here, if you look at the chart over here, you could see all the different emotions playing out. And I'm going to specifically speak about Bitcoin's chart now for a second. And I'm going to take us back to the areas of 2017 all the way to the 2018 levels. What you see over here is I'm going to be speaking about the Bitcoin chart. And I'm going to show you the exact emotions that play out every single cycle. Now, the only thing that's different is the price ranges and maybe the percentages, but the emotions are all the exact same. So let's start off with this one over here, and let's start off with Bitcoin when it was around $2,000 in the early 2017, before the massive bull run started. What you could see just before that is the Bitcoin price went sideways for a very long period of time. And then what you could see was price started to finally rise up again. After sitting flat for a long time, it started to make its way up. And what this phase over here is called disbelief. Is this thing really going up? It's been going sideways for so long. Are we sure this thing's starting to wake up? Okay, and then it starts to go up even more. Ooh, I'm feeling hopeful now. This thing's gonna go. I think that I finally made it, right? This is great. After that, optimism. Woo, I got it, baby. Like we're making money. This is great. Then belief. Woohoo! I'm a millionaire. Like I'm gonna make a lot of money. And then it's the thrill. This is when you are dancing on tables. You are telling every single friend and family that you are a genius. You are basically bragging to the entire world that crypto is the best place to be. And this is something called thrill and euphoria. And then what happens? One fat red candle. And it's like, okay, buy the dip. Buy it, baby. We're going to go up again. Okay, and this is complacency. Then all of a sudden, we dip again. And it's like, whew, okay, don't worry, guys. We're going to bounce. We're going to be stronger. This is anxiety. Oh, crap, we're going down. Maybe we're not going to bounce. This is denial. You know, let me keep holding. Then all of a sudden, oh, start to panic. This is going down. And then you have capitulation. Okay, and then it's like, I just made so much money and now I've literally lost it all and now I'm even in a loss. What's going on? Maybe I must just hold. And what you start to see now is the market starts to go sideways in choppiness and you start getting angry. You start getting very angry because you get upset with yourself that you made so much money in the past and things were so great and you should have done things differently, okay? And you're upset that the market's not doing what it's meant to do, okay? And then all of a sudden, what do? They send it down again. And you want to know the worst part in crypto is they go sideways after that, where it gets really boring. And this is called the depression phase over here, where we start to go sideways. And in this time, I don't know what it is about a human, that when the market's going up or down, the human can stay focused. But let it go sideways in boringness, and that human starts to lose focus of what's actually going on. And it starts to get to this point where you start to play in your own brain, and you start to get depressed. You start to get to a point where you're doubting every decision you've made. You're doubting about cryptocurrency as a whole. You're literally in this place where, I don't believe in this anymore. This sucks. This is terrible, and I wish no one ever done this. I wish I was never here. And you know what? You exit the market. You leave the market now, you are done. Then all of a sudden, what starts to happen? We zoom out over here. The market starts to have a little bit of a rally up. Many of those, disbelief. Okay, this market's waking up again. What do they do then? They send this thing back down. Then they start to rally up. Oh, we are going back up again. You see, we should have bought the dip. Then it starts to make its way up. Optimism. Oh, you see, I got it this time. I'm back in the money. Okay, belief, thrill, and you start to see this massive rampage to the upside yet again. And then you see the same thing. Once the cycle's played out, you got complacency, anxiety, denial, panic, capitulation, anger, depression. And you can literally see the thinking of people as these candles are printing day by day. Now, another very important thing to understand is this was designed this way. It was designed to know that when it goes up, a bunch of fish and a bunch of shrimp are going to come flying because people love seeing green and they love buying green. You know when you're in the lotto or you want to win the lotto, you know when you're at the casino, you see, oh, this machine's been making money. I want to go play this machine. Oh, that person made lots of money. I can do it. We are absorbed. We love this feeling of making money very quickly and basically becoming a millionaire overnight. So the moment you see a token that's been killing it, automatically in your brain, should I get in? Is it time to buy? I also want to be rich like these guys. I also want to make lots of money in a very short period of time. And what you don't understand is you were designed to come at that time. Why? Because you were exit liquidity. For someone to actually make money in the space, they have to sell and take profits. But they need to sell into someone. So when you are coming in thinking that I'm at this perfect time of entering the market, what you don't understand is you are late and people are selling into you. Then what you have is the other side where the panic starts to shift in, when you start to have down candles, red candles to the downside, and people are starting to get fearful, okay? In your brain, you are now, I made a mistake, I should not be here. So everything in your body is telling you to sell and get out because that's what you are taught to do. When things are not good, quit. Everyone in this world, when time is hard, they quit. They finished. It's not for me, it's not my place, it's not these sort of things, and they basically give up very quickly. And in that same time, you have the smart investor or someone that understands the cycle, and they come and they buy up the fear. And you know what? They buy it up in a very slow period of time. And when the market starts to rise again, all the fish come back. So guys, when you look at these charts, you are literally just seeing emotion. And you're seeing money being transferred on people's different emotion. And again, guys, you will see this emotion get printed out on any time frames. If you're a day trader, not only are you looking for the fear, you're not looking to catch the capitulation or the anger. You're looking for the depression. What does that mean? When it comes down and then it goes sideways. That's where you're looking to fish, because that's what you want. You want to catch it when it's on the verge of that disbelief and starting to make its way up. When do you want to take profits? When the market is rallying. We know that when it starts to move fast, we're getting near the end of the cycle. If I show you every single chart over here again, when was the best time to sell? When it started going up fast. When it went up really quickly and things were flying in fast, that's the time to get out. If it's fast, it won't last. And that's a very important thing to understand. And then you'll see again, when we dump off and go sideways, that's the best time to fish. Now what I want to show you guys is, I want to take the same chart here with Bitcoin, and I want to show you the different type of people you have in crypto. Okay? From those who are whales, versus those who are sharks, versus those who are dolphins, versus those who are fish, and versus those who are shrimps. Now, I made these up so that you can understand it, okay? I do see crypto as an ocean. And for me, guys, when I got into this space, I didn't know this. I didn't know that every single part of my emotions was going to be exposed. But ultimately, it was such a brutal battlefield that as much as I didn't want to listen, or as much as I thought my ego was fantastic, it taught me lessons. And the quicker that I could realize my strengths and weaknesses within my own emotions, and the quicker that I could realize what other people do off of other people's emotions, that was the big game changer for me. Not the charting, not the learning of leverage. It was the actual understanding of when must I fish? When must I stay focused? Like, when can I take a break? Because people think they must stare at the charts all day and that's what's going to make them more money. No, I'm going to teach you how sitting back being patient, feeding off the right emotions is going to actually be the one that makes you money. So what I want to show you guys is the different people and the way they actually think. So the first thing I want to bring up over here is I want to bring up a slide to explain to you guys the different people that you actually get. So let's start off with whales. And again, guys, this is my understanding of the market and the list that I have made. Whales for me are very small amounts of people, but they're like organizations, they're big institutions. You know, these guys are patient, they're big, they have a lot of money, and for them, they play the game. They're not in it for the short run, okay? They take their time to buy up. They take their time to get out, okay? And ultimately, they feed off of the actual emotions of the different creatures out there. They love eating the fish, the shrimps, the dolphins. That's what the whales love eating, because ultimately, they are the ones buying when no one is buying. They are the ones that are there when the fish, the shrimp, they're not there. There's not enough upside, okay? They're not there just yet. The whales build over a very long period of time. And these are the ones that hold majority of tokens within the market, okay? Those who could possibly move the market too. And they are very strong when it comes to the patient side of things. Then what you have next is you have the sharks. And I like to look at this as not organizations or institutions. I look at this as individuals, but high profile individuals. Those who actually run decent sized portfolios, have got good experience in the game, and really understand the power of money. And I like to see them as powerful as whales, okay? But whales is a group of people, a lot of money, where sharks are individually, you know, big wallet people. They sort of like being by themselves. You know, they're quiet, don't really know who they are, but they're very, very, very experienced people within the market. Then what you have is dolphins. Now, dolphins are intermediates. They're clever. They also smaller groups, they're less fearful, but the reason is here, guys, they actually have a bit of experience. They've possibly been through 1 or 2 cycles before. They don't care about buying the bottoms. They don't care about selling the tops. They are there to make money. They get in once the market is confirmed that it's going up, and they get out once they can confirm the market is going down. They use very simple strategies, and they are not greedy and fearful at all. They're actually very neutral. Then what you have is fish. Now, fish come in very quickly and exit very quickly too. Fish is a little bit of a bigger group of people. They like to come when the move's already happened. Okay, so when the markets are rallying to the upside, the fish come flying. This is the lotto mentality people. People that want to make money very quickly. They see something move, they heard it from a friend or uncle or someone, and they come in and they want to make money very quick. Yet they have no control of their emotions. The moment they make a mistake, they quit, okay, and they get really stuck within their own heads. And to be honest, they're one of the easiest to actually eat when it comes to being in crypto. And I want to make sure a lot of you guys out there are not fish. And that's the very big purpose of this video. Then what you have is the shrimps. And we got the word 𝗓 here. And what 𝗓 means is this is literally the froth. You know when you pour beer and you got that froth at the top? It's the first sip you take. These are the last people to enter the market on the upside. Those who literally buy the absolute top. They are so late to the party. The party is about to close, literally 5 minutes apart, and they're at the bar ordering a tequila. Okay, and they don't understand the cops are already on their way to raid. They're the ones that get caught and get destroyed very quickly. Shrimps are very mentally weak. They do not make rational decisions. They are super uneducated. They will borrow money. They will sell what they got to do. And they will literally just fall in love with being rich overnight, that they won't think rationally at all. They got no risk management. They got no understanding of the game. And to be honest, they are the first ones to get completely flushed out. Now let me take you back to the Bitcoin chart and show you guys how this basically looks and the different mentality behind them. So I'm going back again to the first bull run play over here, which is around the 2017 bull run. But I want to show you what happened before that. So what you have is you could see Bitcoin has had these many cycles before. Okay, and you can see the cheat sheet playing out in all of them, where it's a very fast up, then it goes down, and then it goes sideways for a long period of time. So what you have over here is you could see this is whale territory. Once the market has come down 90%, no one's touching crypto anymore. No one's buying. You can see that the market starts to go sideways. Why does it go sideways? Because it's got a bunch of the true holders that are not selling anymore. So everyone sells out until you're left with your warriors that don't sell anymore, and price starts to go sideways. Okay? And what you have in the whales over here is they start to accumulate a good amount over time. Then as the market starts to rally up, your sharks start to enter. Okay, they start to come within the game, and they start to, okay, the whales are in, market's starting to rise again, we're in too. And as the market starts to make its way up again, then you have your dolphins. your dolphins start entering the markets. Again, those who have a little bit of experience in the game, they start getting in. Markets start to really move fast now. Here comes your fish. You see here, when you just see the chart going up and up and up and up, there's your fish, baby. They're buying everything they got. They're going, they're going, they're going. And then you got your poor old shrimps. Okay, your shrimps are at the top, borrowing money, doing whatever they can, and they are buying, you know, a lot at this phase over here. And when the shrimps are in the market, this is when, for example, a normal YouTuber that has views of 30,000 views is now sitting at 200,000 views. This is when everything that was small is way bigger now because it's just so much more people. When people are just gaining followers, when the celebrities are entering crypto, when all of these things are happening, this is when the shrimps come and they feed, and they come very quickly in this phase over here. And do you guys see as well that when the whales are in, markets are moving slowly? Look at the sharks. Markets moving slowly, even when the dolphins are in. But the moment the fish is in, you can see how fast and accelerating the market is actually moving to the upside. Then I want to take you to the next bull run, which was this area over here going into the 2021. You could see that we had the big bear markets. Once we came down and went sideways, who was buying? The whales. The whales were buying over a good period of time. As we started to get out of that range, who started entering the market? The sharks. Then we started to make our way up. The dolphins started entering the markets. And then you could see the fish start to come in, and again, the shrimps start buying through at the top again. And now, fast forward to where we are now, and you could see that Bitcoin went all the way from 68,000 all the way down to under $20,000. But all you wanted to see was the fast accelerating downwards, then the sidewaysness. This is where the whales were accumulating in these areas over here. As we started to rally up, the sharks started getting involved. And now we are sitting in the phase where the sharks are currently feeding at the moment, and we're not even into the dolphin phase yet. So if you're watching this video, I want to excite you that you're still early. If we're still sitting in the shark phase when you're watching this, you know, we're still early. And if you're someone that's watching this later on, remember, you are looking to fish with the whales and the sharks and maybe even the dolphins. The moment that you see that we haven't even hit the phase yet of the fish or the shrimps, you are too late. And that's why if you speak to anyone in crypto, they probably tell you to stay away because they lost money there, right? I lost money. Don't go to crypto, because they were the fish and the shrimp. They were the ones buying very late within the market. Now, this is when you look at this ecosystem and you understand this is the buying, right? This is what they do. And what you've got to understand here, just before I get into the selling section, is whales feed off of what emotions? They feed off the depression, the capitulation, the anger. That's when whales are feeding. When you look at things like sharks, sharks are ones that are feeding in disbelief as the market's just starting to rise up, just starting to move through to these phases, okay? And the dolphins then will start to enter, and then you have the fish and the shrimps obviously going into the euphoria and the craziness within the market. Now look at the difference. If you look at this graph right now, look at the colors. You see how the green's at the bottom, and then the pink, and then the yellow, and then the blue, and then the orange. Now let's swap it around and show you the difference over here. Look at when the whales and sharks are getting out of the market. Here we go. So here's an example of the 2017 and 2018 chart over here. And you could see the moment this chart started speeding up, this is when whales and sharks are starting to get out of the markets. They're starting to take profits. And they're starting to take little bits, little bits, little bits, little bits, little bits. And then all of a sudden, you have the rejection. Markets start to come down. Dolphins can see, ooh, we're starting to use big levels. I'm happy with my little bit of profits. I take my money out of the market. Then the market tanks down hard. Those who all bought up, your fish and shrimps, they down 70, 80%, okay? And the markets come down aggressively, and then guess what? It starts to go sideways. And these poor fish and shrimp are now done. I've been in a loss for too long now. It's all a scam. It's a bunch of junk. And you know what? They start selling off into the whales. The whales accumulate in these areas, and the entire cycle starts again. And if you go look at the next cycle, when we rallied all the way to close to $70,000, on the way up, the whales and sharks were selling. The moment we finally started to make our way down, the dolphins started getting out of the markets, and the poor old fish and shrimps were getting completely destroyed at the bottom here when the whales were actually buying. So what you are literally seeing here is the same amount of tokens, okay? And you're literally seeing the exchanging of them. When these fish and shrimps are at the lowest, that's what the whales are feeding on, okay? And when they're at their highest, that's when they're selling. And that is a very basic understanding of who you want to actually be. So guys, what I want to teach you within this episode, I want to give you a few tools as well. I want you to go and zoom out on many of your entries on altcoins, on your Bitcoin chart. I want you to go to your charts and I want you to go look at what phase were you buying and what phase were you selling. Then I want you to be very honest with yourself. Am I a whale? Am I a shark? Am I a dolphin? Am I a fish? Am I a shrimp? Which one are you? And be honest. A lot of you guys will see you're probably dolphin, fish, or shrimp. And that's the problem. That's the big problem. You are not feeding off the right emotions. And you know what? Again, when I speak about sharks and whales, they're patient. They wait for the massive red days. And to be honest, when I'm shooting this video, markets are down 40% in the last week. This is when whales and sharks should be invested, right? This is when they are paying attention, where probably a lot of the fish and shrimps are probably panicking out right now. And they're starting to get shaken out of the market. So it's literally the patience and the control of the emotions that's going to change everything for you. So once you can identify which one you are, now you can start looking at upgrading. Okay, you know what? I was a shrimp, okay, but I want to become a dolphin and I want to become a shark. Let's speak a little bit about this, okay? As a normal shrimp does not teach themselves, doesn't know how to use exchanges properly, just watches a bunch of tons of YouTube and just listens to people and just does their own thing. Okay, this person told me to buy, I'm buying. Doesn't look at it, doesn't understand risk, just listens to others and just does it. And to be honest, if you hear it from someone else, guys, it's very likely you're probably not going to get it right. And this is the same with fish. Fish have a little bit of experience, a little bit of knowledge, but they just listen, they just follow. They follow the herd, they don't think for themselves and things like that. They just want someone else to make them money. And that's a big thing. If you're here to crypto for someone else to make you money, I'm sorry, you're not going to make it. Okay? Then you have the dolphins. Dolphins have been through a cycle or two. This is ones that have had some experience. They've been through a bear market. They've been through a side market. They've been in an upwards market. They kind of know a little bit about themselves. They got one or two basic strategies that help them. And you know what? They are not stingy is what I call them. They're not extremely greedy or fearful or things like that. They wait for a 50-day or 200-day moving average break and they buy. And they wait for it to break again and they sell. They wait for RSI to get to the top, they get out. When it gets to the bottom, they get in. They keep it very simple. And this, you can be profitable by being a dolphin within this market. Then what you also have is the understanding of the education behind each group as well. Dolphins actually have a little bit of education. They've actually gone and researched a couple of things. They actually understand, a few tools or a few TA indicators. They understand these things and they actually have a little bit of knowledge behind them. Therefore, they can make their own basic decisions. And then when you come down to the sharks are those who are there to make a lot of money and they're willing to give it all that it takes. So you'll probably see that majority of sharks are fully invested in crypto, put a lot of time within crypto. They're in actual communities, okay? And while we're on that topic, I have two of the best communities for you. If you want to become a dolphin and learn how to make your own decisions, I have Sniper School for you. Here's the link right here below. It's free. If you use one of my exchange links in the school, you get the entire school for free. I will teach you every single basic strategy, basic understanding, anything that you need to become a dolphin, you can learn from Sniper School. Then, speaking about the sharks and when they're in communities, I have Sniper Club. And you know what? You do pay a monthly thing for this, but you know what it gives you? It gives you coaches, it gives you people that are mentally there for you, that teach you the mental game behind it. You have a community of like-minded people, and to be honest, it's filled with a bunch of people that are making money. And that's what you want to be around. So sharks are those who are going to conferences, those who are making trading groups, those who are part of communities, those who are feeding on information every single day. They are sharks. Why? Because they got to catch their moment. When they smell the blood, they're in. When they see the greed, they're starting to get out. They have a full understanding. And then what you have is a whale. And a whale, who knows, right? Insiders or whatever it may be. I'm not saying anything, I promise. Promise. But what you have when it comes to whales is they are a group that just know everything. They're just those who are buying the extreme fears, getting out when the markets are making their way up. It's hard to be a whale. However, you can be a shark. But all you can see the difference between these is your experience levels, your control of emotions, your patience, and the amount of knowledge you are getting in your brain every day. So if you're someone that wants to make it in crypto, I'm sorry, but only whales, sharks, and dolphins make money in crypto. If you're going to try be a fish and make money, you're not going to make money for a long period of time. You're probably going to lose money. It's time for you to sit here today and to be honest with yourself. You can go categorize what you have been. You can be honest with yourself right now, and you can start working on the upgrade system that's going to get you to where you want to be. And the moment you can start to control this, I promise you, trading and investing in crypto will get a lot more easier. So guys, I've given you a lot to think about. I've made you really sit down and be honest with yourself. And you know what? If you want to go try it, go jump to the 5-minute chart or the 15-minute chart for the next 7 days, okay? And go see when you want to buy and when you want to sell. And you will see the cheat sheet. And look what you are being. Are you being a short-term whale? Are you being a shark? Are you being a fish? Are you being a shrimp? Which one are you basically being? And I want you to come back to the video and let me know below, what have you been for the last couple of years or ever since you got into crypto? What do you want to become? And use this information to really better yourself. This is one big thing for me, that when I got in, I was extremely emotional. It was very easy to get me out. It was very easy to get me in. It showed me that I was a gambler. It shows me that I have way too much emotion. And I actually had to build such strict systems for myself that I cannot use emotions because I'm terrible when I do. I'm an overthinker, I'm way too emotional, and this game destroys me when I rely on that. The moment I could admit that these are my problems, that I am a fish, and I could just start to follow what the smart money and the sharks and them are doing, I started to sit back and allow the system run me every day more than me trying to run the system. So guys, if you've enjoyed this video, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. You are going to get a very different version of Sheldon. I'm going to focus a lot on the mindset over the next couple of videos. I want to teach you guys everything that I know that happens behind the computer, not just on the charts. I know there's many of you that are going to make it. So again, show lots of love, comment below what you've thought of the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Much love.